From overdrafts to ownership, how I took control of my finances and bought my first home. 3 years ago, I was broke. Not the kind of, I can't afford a vacation broke, more like, I hope this car doesn't decline for groceries broke. Every time I checked my bank account, I felt a pit in my stomach. Overdraft fees, missed bills, and zero savings were my reality. I wasn't lazy, I had a full-time job, but I was trapped in a cycle of poor money habits and denial. I grew up in a household where money was always tight. Financial literacy wasn't something we talked about. We just got by. So, when I got my first real paycheck, I did what felt normal. I spent it. Rent, food, clothes, nights out, impulse Amazon orders. I figured I'd worry about saving later. But later never came. By the time I hit 26, I had $3,200 in credit card debt, $0 in savings, an overdrawn checking account at least twice a month, no plan, no budget, and a lot of stress. The wake-up call came one night when I got a text from my landlord, "Your rent is overdue again. This is your final warning." That was the moment I realized I was risking more than money. I was risking my independence and future. So, I made a decision. I was done being broke. Step 1. Facing the numbers. The first thing I did was sit down and look at the ugly truth. I opened every account, every statement, every bill. I wrote it all out on paper. Income, debts, subscriptions, and expenses. It was painful, but it was empowering. That night, I created my first budget. I used the 50-30-20 rule as a starting point. 50% needs rent, utilities, food. 30% wants entertainment, non-essentials. 20% savings and debt repayment. But honestly, I had to go more extreme. I cut my wants down to almost nothing, and funneled that money into my emergency fund and debt. Step 2. Automating success. I set up 2 automatic transfers. $150 every payday to a high-yield savings account. $100 to pay down my credit card debt. Out of sight, out of mind. Within 6 months, I had $1,800 saved in my credit card. Balance was down by half. It felt like real progress for the first time. Step 3. Increasing income. Cutting back helped, but I knew saving faster meant earning more. I picked up freelance gigs, writing, editing, even dog walking on weekends. Every extra dollar went toward either savings or debt. Within a year, I paid off my credit cards completely and had $5,000 in savings. Step 4. Investing in the future. I didn't want to just save, I wanted to grow. So I educated myself. Podcasts, books, YouTube videos on personal finance became my new entertainment. I opened a Roth IRA and started investing small amounts. I learned how compound interest worked, and it blew my mind. But the biggest shift was a mindset one. I stopped thinking like a consumer and started thinking like an owner. I didn't just want to get by. I wanted to thrive. Step 5. The big goal. Homeownership. I set a goal to buy my first home before I turned 30. Everyone told me it wasn't realistic, not in this market, not on my income. But I'd learned to block out the noise. I stayed consistent. I saved every bonus, every refund check, every side gig payment. I monitored my credit score. I worked with a credit union to get pre-approved. I took a first-time homebuyer class for free. And at 29 years old, I did it. I bought a small condo in a quiet neighborhood. It's not a mansion, but it's mine. And every time I walk through the front door, I'm reminded that discipline, not luck, got me here. What I've learned: small wins add up. Every $10 you don't spend on takeout is a brick in the foundation of your financial freedom. You don't need to be rich to be in control. You need awareness, intention, and consistency. Changing your mindset is the key. When I started treating every dollar like a choice, my life changed. If you're where I was, broke, scared, and overwhelmed, know this: you are not stuck. You can rewrite your money story. It won't be instant, and it won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Trust me, I've lived it.